Hey guys, Paulie from Meldrum Performance Coaching and the Complete Personal Trainer podcast with slightly better hair today. So today we're going to be talking about organizing your schedule based on what clients can do. And I was having a conversation with one of my students this morning, and he's shutting down one of his service offerings because of the number of people aren't going there. And the time of day that he's doing it isn't really ideal for people to get there. So this is where a lot of PTs get shortchanged. And it's not because they're doing the wrong thing, it's because we've been told so often that we can set our own schedule and we can do whatever we want, set how much we charge, etc., etc. We're taught to look for all the positives in what we do. And what simply happens is a lot of people, when they do look for the positives, they kind of gloss over the negatives. So we have this kind of like optimism bias, for lack of a better word. So where we are so optimistic about what's going to happen, that people are going to sign up for us and pay us whatever we want, and we're going to be able to train people all day and then train with them and everything's going to be amazing, that we kind of stop looking for any of the possible downsides of what we're going to do. So when we're planning a new service offering for our business, or we're planning changing our hours or our availability, we need to look at the downsides about doing that as well. And we need to look at it quite realistically and quite objectively, so we don't put ourselves into any corners where we can't actually work. So I'm working with another coach at the moment who's just got a new job, and he's trying to balance out with his old one. And what we're trying to do is identify how he can give the most to the new job, still keep the old job for as long as necessary, and then cut it off. So, one of the positives of going to the new job and committing himself 100% is that, hey, he can commit himself 100%, he'll have more availability for sessions, etc., etc. The problem with that is, though, is that he won't fill those sessions straight away. It doesn't matter how good you are, he's not going to fill those sessions up like, 5 mornings a week for 2 hours. You're not going to fill them up within your first week of going into a new business, because let's be honest, you've starting from scratch. You've got to build rapport, learn systems, learn the environment in which you're at, learn members' names, etc., etc. So there's a downside to that as well. And a lot of people from there, they ask me, all right, cool, so how do I avoid that downside? Like, how can I keep doing this thing that I like doing? In this case, it's Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. There may be a time where you can't do it. And it's really that simple. You may say it's a non-negotiable. Well, it's become very negotiable very, very quickly due to the constraints on which you have put upon yourself. So this whole idea of non-negotiables in fitness is something that should be, look, would it be totally out of the question? It should be like, would it totally be out of the question? Because there's very few things in life that are non-negotiable. So the point that I'm trying to make is, if you are a new trainer, you're trying to get yourself established and you're trying to get going, you really need to be aware that you're going to have to make some pretty intense sacrifices if you're building up your business, particularly if you're in a role where you're doing more one-on-one PT and you're actually acquiring clients, rather than a salaried hour role where you say, hey, these are your classes, these are the clients, these are your times that you come to work. There is going to be a period of time where you can't have it all, and that's okay, because that goes universally for every other business in the world as well. So if we look at some of the most successful business people and entrepreneurs in the world, they go through years of their lives without having the time to do things that they really like doing, and that's okay. They've obviously built themselves up to a level of success where they don't have to worry about it anymore, and from there, then they can do all the stuff that they want. So guys, have a think about what you're going to do, what you want your hours to be, how you want to operate, what type of constraints are you going to be put under by the sheer demands of the work you're doing. So for example, if you're a PT, you're not going to be able to fill your clients from 9 till 5 each day. It's simply not realistic based on the time of day that people come to train. If you are looking to try and maintain work-life balance while establishing a new business, the chances are very low that you're going to be successful in that endeavor. That doesn't make you a bad person. It doesn't mean you failed. It means that you're doing exactly what you need to do at that time. Go away, cat. To become successful, to get better at running that business. So, guys, something to consider. Always think of the negatives along with the positives. Any questions? Hit me up. Love to speak to you all very soon, and see you tomorrow.